So I'm going to walk up this dang hill again, and I'm going to get to the top, and I wish there was a spot I could sit down and relax, because it's quite a long walk for me. In fact, it's too long a walk and too difficult a walk for a great many people. And I would like to help people to make it more comfortable for them to walk. Walking is like the best exercise. It's what we're made to do. It's the most basic, healthy thing. So what would I want up there? Well, I think we could think of the order of things we would have to have in order to make what I would call a comfort station. A thing that serves people in a place to make them more comfortable. What's the basics? And really, this is the basics of a town. What's the tiniest amount of things we have to have enough for somebody? I mean, I think of like a Western movie, right? Where you ride your horse into a town, and it's just like, you need some basics. And you know what some of them are. Start thinking of them. Let's think together. You need a place to put your horse. Now, in my case, my feet are my horse, so they don't need much. But sitting down would allow me to get off my feet horses. I guess you need a corral or a parking lot. You need a place for people to park or put their horse. And everybody's going to need a bench to sit on in the shade and out of the rain. There's no rain today, but so that's the most basic I can think of. Next, a place to poo and pee. Well, peeing's not that tough. Men can pee anywhere, and women can squat down. They can learn to do that, so they're functional in a difficult environment. If you haven't done that and you're a woman, well, you're living in a pretty coddled environment. But next on the list, I guess, and don't criticize my order of my list, but so a composting toilet and a pee garden. A place to pee and poo. And then, since you're emptying out, you might want a place to fill up. So you might want a place that has some food and drink. And that should be a nice, safe location. I mean, I brought up Western movies. It's not like there has to be a shootout. If it's in a movie, there has to be a shootout almost every dang time. But and then that's the basics, isn't it? Now, if it is a place where, travelers are traveling far, and if it's open to the public, then I guess a place you can rent that's cheap and simple, just so you can have a secure spot to sleep. That would work too. Perhaps near your vehicle. You could design it so you can be near your vehicle, since if you have a vehicle, you might have stuff in your vehicle that you want access to. And maybe you're traveling with a dog. That might need some planning as well. What else goes in a comfort station? A place to cook your own food, perhaps. Now, ideally, the food would be available and cheap and healthy. It would just be part of the system. But maybe, you're traveling really cheap. And maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need a place that washes your clothes. That's a lot more advanced. So I picture that because I'm actually walking to a gate up there. The first spot I'll get to when I arrive at my land. And there should be a comfort station there. And even though nobody uses that road, it's not a public access road, we could plan ahead for that to potentially change. And we can set aside space. And in all my designs, I want to make sure I don't cramp things together. Make a shitty little weak thing. it's worth it to spend twice as much, 3 times as much, to make something that is going to serve for a very long time for uses that we can't even envision right now. Overbuild it. And I need also there, in my case, it to act as a gatehouse where people arrive and they're checked in to my land. I need it for security. I need a spot for them to be oriented. Maybe I even want a quarantine spot there, since I'm sick of everybody getting diseases all the time from each other and passing those around. And I need one of those on the south side as well. This one's on the north side. Because if I want to have somebody come and make a delivery or visit me, right now I have to walk about 3/4 of a kilometer. About 750 meters, 750 yards, whatever. Too far just to unlock the gate. That's very inconvenient for me. Or I do what I'm doing right now, which is I leave the gate open. Not open, but unlocked. Because I can't just walk over there, especially when plans change. And I don't know when people are going to arrive. And so I need a gatehouse that's manned, it's personed. And I guess that's a basic design for a comfort station. Now, those don't have to be gate related. There could be comfort stations in different spots. Maybe people traveling in their van or camping out have their little community space there for doing that. And they have a comfort station and a fire pit too. If people are going to spend the night in that spot, they want a fire pit. What am I forgetting? Not much. I don't know. But like right now, I'm going to get up there and I have a sandwich on me that I would really like to eat. And I guess I could just sit here in the forest on the ground with scorpions and snakes and bugs. And it's hard for me to sit down because I'm still vaguely injured. And my sandwich is getting cold. It was a hot sandwich. So I just want a bench, really. I just want a bench and some shade. That's all I need. We'll see what happens. Oh, and since somebody's staffing that gate, they have to have housing, and that's going to be better housing than just a place to crash. And one person on staff is not good enough because they might want to leave and do other stuff. They probably want internet there, so we need solar panels. And since one person is not enough, we need really space for like 2 couples, or 2 people, or a couple and one person, whatever. So we need at least 2 teams that have an apartment there, good enough to live in. Doesn't have to be fancy. We also need secured storage, and perhaps a store where people can buy things. Now, see, this is why I'm so messed up. I go from wanting a bench in the shade all the way up to a tiny housing complex thing. But that's thinking ahead. That's how design should be. We can design it for what we need in the future, and then we can figure out where the hell to put that bench. And of course, there's the living landscape of it. That shade could come from trees. Trees don't protect you completely from rain, but they sure do from the sun, and that's the bigger problem. But we got to build for both. I'm almost there. Which is not a place I want to be, because there's no facilities there at all. Very annoying.